Hello friends, welcome to another video. Am I filming this intro purely so you can appreciate how good my hair is? Yes. This week has been a time, but for personal reasons this time around, which is a nice change from the crushing onslaught that is 2020 in social news. I was basically at the point where I wanted to make a video and my options were either do something terribly involved or just pick up a camera and make nonsense. Ta-da! Okay, welcome to the worst sewing room tour that there has ever been. This is entirely the wrong lens to be using for this. Okay, so we will start to the immediate right of the door. This is my bin bag full of scraps that I'm totally turning into a quilt. That's definitely happening. There's some leftover bits from recent projects that I just haven't got around to putting away yet, and my pinking shears. What are they doing there? I'm gonna have to blur out those addresses. These, there we go. Don't mind the fact that I just use my feet to poke at things. I don't know, they're basically like extra hands. So these are full of alpaca fleece that I have still not got around to processing. Behind them is the overflow from my pattern cabinet, which is this guy here. So everything in here is in number order so I can find what I want. That's my self-healing cutting mat. You can see my tripod and a pile of stuff that I've picked out for a market day. Ignore this, it's not really important right now. These are my shoes that I don't really wear for anything other than LARPing. So there's my American Duchess 18th century shoes and Regency shoes, which I need to touch up because the paint is really bad. Those boots need new zips, so they're in here. The pink boots I don't wear for anything other than LARP because they have 6-inch heels. My sword and axe live there. The spinning wheel lives on top of my pattern cabinet and is currently being used as a hat stand because it's summer and spinning in summer is... Oh, and on the wall up here we've got... I want to have pictures up on the wall eventually, but right now we just have my pin flags. This is 2 of the 3 because this stuff gets out of hand. Obviously we've got Inari hanging out, being cool, and my first ever pair of shoes. Don't ask me why I have those. Down here in this disaster corner we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Behind the weaponry, this is, well, that is all of my fake hair, which I can not use right now because I don't have enough actual hair to anchor it to. Under there is all of my leather. Pouches, belts, the terrifying scepter that my wonderful friend Leah made me. That's a bag full of hats. That's a bag full of armour, which I need to pick up because it shouldn't be falling over. That's got kimono accessories in it. That's a work in progress that shouldn't be there. This box here overflowing is all of the kind of random LARP memories and bits of paper that I haven't got rid of yet. And probably never will, let's be honest. The one underneath it is full of gloves, because who doesn't have a box full of gloves? That's my Loom. This cushion cover, I hate cushions, so... but I really like this cushion cover that I got in a subscription box because it's the Raven Boys and it says the trees speak Latin. So it lives on top of my Loom in order that I can look at it. Similarly, this one here, which I also quite liked, lives on top of my embroidery stand. This guy. And I actually use this to focus my camera on when I'm doing distance shots because, you know, that's knitting needles, there's some beads, that's my lantern and the comedy tambourine that I just have. For some reason my empire horns hang in the window. I don't actually know why, I should probably find a better place for them. Underneath the Loom at the moment is sort of an assemblage of electronics, so there's my hot glue gun, soldering iron and iron, which is actually just our household iron. It now lives in my sewing room because we don't do ironing. We're going to gloss over the extra pile of scraps under my sewing desk, and the 2 boxes of glues, paints and various solvents. I'm also going to gloss over the fact that I'm using my yarn bowl as a tape dispensary. Here's my sewing machine. This is an adjustable desk, which I have raised as high as it will go, pretty much, because...
Honey bun.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, you filming?
Yes.
Wank.
It's alright, I'll just edit it out.
Love you.
Or I'll leave it in and we can all laugh at you.
Oh, really?
Where was I? Yes, this is a desk. It's an adjustable desk that I have up as high as it will go because I'm tall and back strain is a thing. Gosh, this is a mess right now. So cutting implements kind of live over here at the moment. Big notions that don't fit anywhere else go under there. Trims, I try and broadly keep it lace on the bottom shelf. Other trims, ribbons, etc. on the middle shelf. And then this is beads and extras, but as you can see, it's kind of chaos right now. Big reels of trim go in the box up here. Big reels of crappy Hobbycraft laces. This is appliques and iron-on patches. All the various... These are a mess. They're a combination of buttons and other closures and other bits. There's my French curve for pattern drafting. There's some other bits and bobs up here. These are scalpels for foam. Zip ties if I need any boning. Toothpicks, which I use a lot for like resin craft and glue and stuff like that. That's actually my spinning wheel oil, but I do also use it on the sewing machine because I am a bad person. And then, you know, pens, paintbrushes, clippers, oil, awls, all that kind of, yes, awls plural, I have 2. This is where my threads live. This is a terrible storage method, don't recommend. That's some more pin badges. Then we're going to gloss over the bin and the associated binnage. That box down there is raw wool and wool dyes with my tailor's ham on top for some reason. That's craft foam, more craft foam up there. This is the first stack of boxes, so the in progress, a lot of fabric. The ones at the bottom are finished garments, mostly from my pre-LARP days, it's got to be said. These guys down here is stuff that needs to be sent out or sold. My tapestry frame has fallen over. Yeah, I have a tapestry frame now. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it because whatever. This is my desk with, as in my computer desk. I have the worst chair. Do not get a chair like this. Get a proper chair. We've got that happening. Desk here is mostly like cute LARPs or LARP related stuff. So I have nice room sprays because I like nice room sprays. I've got my unicornos. I've got these guys. Are you gonna focus? Yep. So this is Mariana, and this is Malika, who between them represent the 2 extremes of my iconic character class. The person playing her in-character wife made this for Mariana, which is very touching. There's my DC girls. Not usually a DC fan, but the DC girls range is superb. And Jeffrey the giraffe, who is the mascot of our Aliens campaign. I have some motivational messages pinned up above my desk to make me feel good about life. We have more tape and fancy tape. This is leather working stuff. This is mostly hardware, so rotary tool, heat gun, my respirator, probably some other stuff in there as well. This is electronic candles. This is icy medics kit of various stripes, like there's alcohol gel and a stethoscope in there, but I think there's also like chicken feet, pheasant feet. I'm pretty sure Jenny said they were a pheasant. Up here we have, that's Steve, long story, my guns, all prop and non-operational. These are not books, these are boxes, and I tend to keep all the little accessories for a specific character together in those. So at the moment, apart from this one's tarot cards. But this here and this book is G, and this box here and this book and these gloves, because they didn't fit, are the Ace of Egrets. There's my candelabra, because obviously I have a candelabra, and my fake blood and extra. I save my, not in focus at all, I save my hair dye bottles because they come with screw caps, which means that they are superb for fake blood application. Strongly recommend. Okay, final wall. This is embroidery threads. This is my Hysteria Machine horned mask. Yeah, this is a bunch of random crap. I'm not really sure what's going on there. That is my 1880s kit for no apparent reason. Everything under there is yarn. Yes, that's right. All of it. It gives me kind of a little shelf here, so I tend to pile up stuff I'm working on, especially if I'm working on it at the desk next to me, apart from this bag. This bag is my fat quarters. That's a duvet cover which we've retired, so it's come to here to be used. That's my knitting. Why is my knitting on the floor? I'm making a jumper. These are, so you'll see in my pattern cabinet on the way over there, that I keep my patterns in Ziploc bags. I put the envelopes in these folders, so I've got one for modern, one for vintage, one for costume, not necessarily in that order. So I can flick through and pick out, they're organised, I can flick through and pick out what I want, and then I just go and find the number. It's really easy to browse that way. More fabric, more fabric, more fabric, more fabric. That is foam to make a cat couch, because I'm making a couch for my cat. That box down there is roving, etc. for spinning. This basket is random yarn and in progress yarn crafts. And then there's the wall of kit. So this is a very temporary operation, but basically I just folded all of my kit and piled it up against the wall. And for contrast, see, that's, if I step back a little, you can see there's the top of the door, and there's how high the pile of kit goes. It's comfortably like shoulder high on me. There's a lot. This is not good. Don't do this. But right now it's working. That box down there is clothes that I don't feel I can donate because they're in too bad a condition, so I'm going to chop them up and use them for things. And then the back of the door is the couple of things that I did have hanging up that I didn't feel that I could fold. Obviously there's my gorget just hanging out, but these vintage velvet coats were too nice to screw up into a ball. So with the exception, sorry, yeah, there's wigs on the floor right now because I'm picking them out for a video, as it turns out. So that is a really quick and dirty tour of my quick and dirty sewing room. It's chaos, I'm not gonna lie. This is not well organised, and hopefully a little bit later there'll be a transformation video where we put in a cutting table, because right now I cut on the floor, and a lot more storage, and we get all the kit put away somewhere sensible where it, you know, is safe and isn't going to get crumpled and all the rest of it. So watch this space. Non-beautiful sewing rooms exist. All sewing rooms are valid, and all sewing spaces, to be honest. You really don't need a whole room. For ages I sewed in my bedroom, in the living room, in one corner of a one-bedroom flat, which I shared with another human. That was a time. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to point out the pile of scraps would be neater. As you can see, one of the pieces that I finished is on the floor next to it. That's because that's where the cat likes to sleep. So he gets whatever he wants. So anyway, that was a almost completely pointless video. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that you saw in today's video, I don't know why you would, but please feel free to leave it in the comments below. I can talk endlessly about almost anything here. For ages I told myself that I couldn't do a tour video because everything's always a mess, and also it's not a very good reflection of how you should be doing things, but almost no one is doing things the way you should be doing them, and the truth is most people don't have a dedicated sewing room let alone a beautiful cutting table and everything wonderfully organised into different drawers and boxes. And as it is, I'm incredibly privileged to have the space that I have, and the fact that I am utilising it kind of poorly is a pretty good reflection. If you have any questions about any of the things that you saw, or anything else that might pop into your head, please, by all means, leave them in the comments below. I'll get to them when I can. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Do all the other things that make the YouTube gods happy. There's a link to my Ko-fi. I'm pronouncing it Ko-fi this week. Deal with it. In the description box below. I actually have no idea if you can see my pointy fingers because I didn't check the camera framing. Content has been very sewing heavy lately. Hoping to get more kind of helpful LARP stuff in, but as you can probably imagine, no one's LARPing at the moment. But at some point we will be allowed to go and hang out in fields, youth hostels and other questionable locations again. Also, given current events in the LARP sphere, there's just a lot going on. I am hoping to make some more LARP-centric content to come out in the near future, fill in some of the gaps between my now apparently monthly videos. I hope you'll stay tuned for that, and also just a lot more sewing stuff because I have a lot of time on my hands right now. That's all from me for now. Hopefully there'll be another video within the next 4 weeks. Can't promise anything, but... And I will see you next time. Stay safe and look after yourself. Otherwise, I will come over there and I will find you. This chair is so squeaky. Why am I doing this still? Yeah, I've completely lost the plot. I have no idea what I'm talking about any further. I'm just rambling and kind of vaguely hoping that I'll be able to cast this into something with a semblance of narrative and meaning. Story of my life.
Thursday. Hey, bacon is not